Hey, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Thanks for checking me out. So, in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about somebody that I was messaging with, asked me to talk about greed in general. So, I'm going to talk about that. Hopefully, you find this interesting. Thanks so much again for watching. So, within the greed that we have for others, it's innate something because of our survival technique within ourselves that we have that greedy feeling to overindulge, to go for more. So we have to learn to control that. For every 114 females are born, 100 males are born. So there's balance within the universe. There's a certain amount of people that are born every year, and they're seeing it exponentially grow, but it doesn't mean that there's not enough resources for all those people. So, who are you to judge? You have to go with reality, and the reality is that that's something that's going on. So, with that said, the Fibonacci sequence, we have the golden ratios. Those show that there's a balance within the universe. Life itself is an example, you see, of balance. And within ourselves being that balance, that should equate to what we do and how we act. And when you're unimbalanced is when you're more greedy, because that greed stems from that feeling of lack, or the feeling of lack of faith in the universe. So what I propose is that people are less greedy and that they go to faith. And that would be a wonderful thing, right? So there is something where there's a lot of people with, a lot of extra money, and, they're the way they are, but it doesn't mean that a lot of, people don't deserve things, or everybody should have that level, so the lack of things are what mostly greed stems from. But you see that when you're born a certain maybe level of poverty line or something, and then you're going to want more things, of course, when you get older, or it's just something, there's somebody wants more because there's a reward there, right? So we get more things. But in general, we should be the economy right now. What we should be, and it should be, what I'm talking about is not now, it's like the way it should be, continually, is that we're on a level where everybody is paying what things are fair, and that's the important thing. So for paying for things that aren't fair is being out of alignment with the universe, is my point. So it just shows within everything. So if you're a spiritual person, you're in line with the universe, and then that's the way you are. If you're not a spiritual person, you're into extra abundance. It's just the way it is. So it just seems that way. I mean, like Jesus said, getting through to heaven, you'd have to go, a camel would have to go through the eye of a needle. So for a rich person. So it's just, if you see people that are have too much, driving home, I saw a Lamborghini on the road. So, it's just like, are they at the level where they're supposed to be? In these corporations, they're way out of control in these banks. They're way out of control. They're taking millions of dollars and just printing out their own money. So think about that for a minute. So it's just like everybody could have what they need. There isn't like there's extra people being born. There's just the right amount of people. So anyway, so greed stems from a lack of faith. That's what is the way it is. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, and have a great day. Bye-bye.